here because I've given you an opportunity.
Why is it your school? Huh? Why am I always in the wrong? Why do I have to listen to you when you have zero to say? Because I'm young? All my life I've been young, so I never get a turn.
Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the incredible career of an actor who's taken Hollywood by storm, Timothée Chalamet. Seriously, is there anyone who isn't obsessed with this guy? From indie darlings to massive blockbusters, he's proven time and time again that he's more than just a pretty face. He has a rare ability to connect with audiences on a deep and emotional level. So, what's the secret? What makes directors clamor to work with him? Let's find out. We're about to explore what sets Timothée Chalamet apart and how he has become one of the most talented young actors in the film industry.
Be ashamed of me.
I love you, Joe.
And we would quarrel because we can't help it even now.
Today we'll shine some light on Timothée's career, showcasing why he's here to stay. But first, the question, who is Timothée Chalamet exactly? Timothée Chalamet was born on December the 27th, 1995, in New York City. Growing up in the theater district might seem like the perfect breeding ground for an actor.
Picked up a few licks at the carnival.
At the carnival.
But get this, acting wasn't even his first dream. He wanted to be a professional soccer player. How crazy is that? Apparently, the acting world felt like a tough lifestyle to young Timothée. There's something so relatable about that. But with a mother who was a Broadway dancer and a father who was a French journalist, he was surrounded by the arts. He developed an early fascination with performing and storytelling. His bilingual upbringing, speaking both English and French fluently, also played a significant role.
Che ne so? Quanto vorrei essere nei suoi panni?
Chi non vorrebbe essere nei panni di lei, piuttosto.
It's amazing how fluency in another language can open up your mind and give you a different perspective, and that's evident in Timothée's work. And here's a fun fact. When Timothée was 14, he auditioned for LaGuardia High School of Performing Arts. And even though he received the highest score, he was initially denied. But after some back and forth, he got in. And that's the point where he decided to double down on acting. And can you imagine that? Being turned down when you have such a high score. Timothée's early career wasn't all glitz and glamour. He landed his first role at 12 in Law & Order, where he died 10 minutes into the episode.
Taste. What? Joke. Oh.
Then, he tragically died again in Homeland at 16. Someone get this kid a break. Even back in high school, he stood out, earning praise for his performances in school plays. But here's where it gets really interesting. Before the world knew him as Timothée Chalamet, he was known as Little Timmy Tim, spitting bars in class. Apparently, he handed in a freestyle for an assignment about statistics that has haunted him ever since. One movie changed everything, Interstellar. Even though it was a small role, this movie became one of the most popular movies in modern cinema. Christopher Nolan saw Timothée's potential and knew he needed him for his movie about humanity. And Timothée was so passionate about Interstellar that he saw it in theaters in IMAX, not once, not twice, but 12 times. That's dedication, folks. 2017 was a turning point. At 21, Timothée played Elio in Call Me By Your Name, and it was a revelation. He is telling a story of a love-struck teenager. He delivered such a vulnerable performance that Hollywood started to notice he had something special. His raw emotion, his vulnerability, his ability to convey so much with just a look. It was captivating. It was the film that launched him into the stratosphere. He has a way of expressing his emotions, but also keeping them very quiet, which really sets him apart. And at only 22 years old, Timothée became the youngest Best Actor nominee in 80 years. Following Call Me By Your Name, Timothée starred in a string of coming-of-age roles: the unavailable cool guy in Lady Bird, the charming romantic in Little Women, and the heartbreaking portrayal of addiction in Beautiful Boy. During this period, he started getting criticized for only taking on sad boy roles. But in 2019, his image shifted. In the movie The King, he transformed from a naive and reckless prince into a fearless leader. He let go of his innocence in order to survive and lead.
I've only one to give, and it is the same one I'd give were we not standing on the brim of a battlefield. It is the same one I'd give were we to meet in the street by...
Then came Dune. I gave. At first, there were some doubts if little Timmy Tim could really lead such a massive franchise, but he proved that he could carry the weight of the crown. And then, Willy Wonka. Timothée took a big risk reinterpreting the beloved character of Willy Wonka. But who's a goofier dude than Timothée? It made total sense to add his quirkiness and his own touch of personality to the character. All jokes aside, the more I learned about Timothée, the more I realized how deeply committed he is to his craft. He's not the type of guy to chase clout. He doesn't really play into the Hollywood facade. He doesn't lose his sense of humanity. Because, as an actor, if you lose your stink, for lack of a better word, people will see that on screen. You can really see this in Timothée's recent portrayal of Bob Dylan, one of the most legendary musicians of all time. Capturing his essence on screen is a pretty daunting task for many actors. Timothée didn't know anything about Bob Dylan before the movie. He didn't know how to play guitar or the harmonica. He spent 5 years preparing, learning how to sing, play the guitar, and harmonica.
How about that Joan Baez, folks?
And during recording, he refused to use playback recordings, insisting on performing every song live on set. At a time when studios are finding it hard to draw audiences to theaters, Chalamet serves as a connection between cinema and younger viewers, especially for legendary stories that many in the new generation might not be familiar with. There's just something about Timothée that makes him impossible to ignore. He has a mix of confidence and vulnerability, while also being effortlessly cool and a goofball.
Those realities are totally at tension with each other when you're young, because on one hand you want to, not necessarily with partying or something, but you want to find yourself, and on the other hand you have to...
So, there you have it. Timothée Chalamet is more than just a talented actor. He's a cultural phenomenon. He brings a rare combination of talent, dedication, and authenticity to every role, and that's why directors are lining up to work with him. What do you think? What's your favorite Timothée Chalamet performance? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of film and television. Thanks for watching.